Why, hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, thank you so much for stopping by, and welcome to tonight's stream. It's more Virche. Apparently we're only 10 story bips away from craziness, according to what Ellie was telling me, so I'm excited. And yeah, sleep well, Pudding. Sleep well. Rest up. Da, 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 da. All right, let's pop over here real quick. Hello, hello, hello. It's me. As for next weekend's time, I don't even think I have anything planned. So. Yee, thank you for stopping by, Chichika. I don't think I have anything at all planned next weekend for 4th of July. So normal stuff. Maybe some early streams because I do have both Thursday and Friday off. So we'll see. But yes, let's pop in. I opened up. I made sure we were preloaded so we didn't have to worry through any loading because I was playing Cupid Parasite before this. All right, so last we learned we've been a good teacher's aide for Lucas, and we found out about his daughter? No, his sister. Wrong relationship. His sister, I'm getting bad vibes around his sister and Capuchin. Getting some bad vibes. Don't know if I'm reading into things, but we'll see. So then, that's right, we are being asked to deliver homework because we ran into Jean. I arrived at the Claude family mansion to deliver Mathis's homework, courtesy of Lucas. Jean isn't here. I assume Mathis was in his room regardless of his butler's presence or absence, but if he was in his study in the attic, he might not be able to hear the doorbell. I don't know if anyone's around, so maybe I should come back later. Okay, cool. We just left. I know I was given an errand, but I just left. I decided to head down a familiar road to go and visit Nadia in the hospital. Ever since becoming friends with Nadia, it had become a daily routine to visit her with Lucas and to share with her what happened that day. So, this butterfly I've never seen before fluttered into the flower garden while I was cleaning up. Okay, sleep well. I know. It's the final day. We all disappear tomorrow. I tried to catch it, but then it flew away. I wonder what kind of butterfly it was. Do I like insects? Yeah, I mean, it depends on the type, but I can touch them if they're not dangerous. I would actually look for caterpillars and raise them with the other children until they became butterflies. Oh, he doesn't? That's precious. Really? I can't imagine Lucas acting like that. Something tells me he's gonna have some sort of bug-related trauma, and we're gonna learn he's not human. What kind of advice is that, Nadia? Is she a little menace? I think I'll pass. You know, you can be really mischievous sometimes, Nadia. She laughed adorably, her plan thwarted. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's a wonderful teacher.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's because he's a wonderful person. His lessons are really easy to understand, and he always thinks of his students first. He's always kept an eye on me since I tend to isolate myself from everyone. Nadia let out a sigh of relief at my answer.
よかった。兄様、ちゃんと母様みたいな先生になれたのね。
Oh. Mother? You're and Lucas's mother?
ええ。母様は生きている頃、兄様と同じ先生として働いてたのよ。
Was alive.
この国では珍しいことでもないから言ってしまうけれど、
Oh.
私たちの両親はもういない。
Oh.
何年か前に死んでしまったの。母様はね、子供たちの未来を第一に考える立派な先生だった。
Uh-huh.
特に親がいないというだけでその子の可能性が閉ざされないようにって、
Uh-huh.
養護施設への支援や質のいい訪問授業に力を注いでた。父様もそんな母様を尊敬して施設周辺の治安維持に努めてたし。
I can see how your mother influenced the person Lucas is today.
ええ、きっと兄様もそんな母様の姿に憧れて先生になったんだわ。でもだからこそ最後は喧嘩別れになっちゃったことを後悔してると思うの。
What? Fight? I tilted my head as Nadia spoke sadly.
8年前ぐらいだったかしら。
Wow.
兄様ね、父様や母様と大きな喧嘩をしてしまって私を連れて家出したの。
That's the beginning of that cutscene. Lucas? He ran away from home? I can hardly imagine Lucas leaving home with a little Nadia as young as 4 years old. How do you remember this?
誤解しないでね。少なくとも私は自分の意思で兄様についていったわ。
Oh? You were
それから
4?
はずっと連れ戻そうとする2人から逃げつつ暮らしていたのだけれど。
At 4, you kind of don't have a lot of long-term thinking
そ
going
の
on
間
there.
に父
Oh,
様も母様も死んでしまって。
wow. So you couldn't reconcile with them. Nadia nodded in response. Shit. They probably reached their age limit or died in an accident before they could do a backup. From the sound of things, it didn't seem like they would be reviving as relivers anymore.
だから
Uh,
私、兄様が母様への後悔や罪悪感で教師になったんじゃないかって
oh.
少しだけ心配で。でも今のあなたの話を聞いて安心したわ。
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, I'm sure there were multiple reasons why he chose to be a teacher. Lucas is a very interesting person. It's hard to guess what's on his mind, but he always looks so happy when he's with the children. That's not something he would force out of obligation or regret. Oh, but I guess it's not very convincing coming from me. Nadia shook her head in response.
そんなことないわ。ありがとう。そうよね。兄様の心は兄様のものだもの。
Uh-huh.
後悔してるかもなんて私が考えたってあくまで想像でしかない。
I don't think you're imagining it.
だったらあなたと一緒に兄様を自慢に思った方がよっぽどいいわよね。
Sure, if you wish.
でもあんまり兄様のこと新生児しない方がいいわよ。
Well, as you said, he has a fear of bugs,
物
so...
をうっかり壊しちゃったり意外と抜けてるものあの人。
That's hard to imagine.
I'll be careful around him. Our hair swayed every time we laughed with each other. Hearing all this about him, I guess I don't know the real Lucas yet. I wouldn't have known he had a younger sister like Nadia if he hadn't introduced us. Or rather, I probably wasn't making the effort to know.
What? It's not like you walk up to someone and go, hey, tell me all about your life. That's just not what you do. If I were more proactive why is that sentence giving me a problem? If I were more proactive in learning more about him, I might have been friends with Nadia much sooner.
ところでさっきの素敵な人って
Uh-huh.
もしかして男性としてという意味？
Stop trying to ship me with your brother. Yes, I want to fuck him, but not like that. Well, you don't need to know that. Huh? Nadia looked at me with sparkling eyes.
前からずっと聞いてみたかったの。うちの兄様のことどう思ってる？
What do I think? What do you mean exactly?
鈍いのね。
あ
それともはぐらかしてる？
Huh?
恋人としてどう？
Romantic? I stiffened at the unexpected question, but Nadia was all too happy to continue.
我が兄ながら綺麗な顔だし、女性のエスコートも上手だと思うの。きっとあなたのことも大事にしてくれるわ。
Why are you trying to pitch your brother to me?
だから
You know, I had no idea how to respond to her. He's a wonderful person. Well, yes, he's a good man and everything, but our relationship isn't what you might be thinking, Nadia. I think it would be inappropriate for a student like me to consider her teacher in such a way. Nadia is...
そんなことはないと思うけれど。
Nadia's like, get off your ass, marry my brother. I tried hard to convince myself of it, and I doubt he's interested in someone like me. For example, he always pats me on the head. He just sees me as another one of his students.
そんなの照れ隠しだわ。もう何年も前からあなたのことを女性として好きだもの。
Oh no. My mind went blank. Yeah, understandable. Eh? I was gonna say, shouldn't you be in bed? With a bright smile, she picked up the diary laying next to her in bed. No, honey, no!
これはね、兄様と私で共有している日記。兄様は外に出られない私の娯楽になるよう、お見舞いに来てはこまめにその日にあったことを書いてくれるの。実は私ね、あなたのことをこの日記を通して知ったのよ。
Really? I could have never guessed the diary I picked up that day contained stories about me written by Lucas.
さすがに名前はぼかしてあったから、
Why?
はっきりとは言えないけれど、
Okay.
兄様ってば多分無意識で、たまに日記であなたらしい人のことを
But it might not be me!
私の天使だ、愛おし
But that's the wrong one. I meant to hit this.
いなんて何度も何度もとっても情熱的にのろけてたの。
Whoa. Nadia held her cheeks with embarrassment as if she was the one being confessed to. Wait, what? But I was the one burning up inside. Was it really me? Angel? Beloved? Were we talking about the same Lucas? And for years now? That can't possibly be true. Until recently, I was a terrible student who never once returned his many acts of kindness. I would have been surprised if he hated me, since there wasn't a single reason for him to love me. That had to be the case, but I guess a part of me wanted more. To be just a little closer to him than his other former students. That would be more than enough for me. Despite who I was, I wanted more. Oh boy.
楽しそうだね、ナディア君。君の笑い声が廊下まで漏れていたよ。
I have a bad feeling about you, mister. A calm voice brought me back to reality.
それに君も、ん？顔がやや赤いが、風邪でもひいてしまったのかな？
Hello there, Dr. Kapushine. I'm doing fine, no need to worry. Have you come to examine Nadia?
ああ、脈の測定と採血をさせてもらいたくてね。
Should I leave?
いや、すぐに済むから構わない。むしろ採血を嫌がらないよう、この子の手を握っていてあげてくれ。
Oh.
もう先生ってば、私そんなに子供じゃないわ。
すまない。そうだね。君は採血をしても泣かない。立派な大人の女性だ。
Yes, I think Nadia is a lot more put together than other children her age. Probably the trauma. That's probably the trauma. I remember being so scared of needles back then, but she handles them so well.
でしょ？
ナディア君の度胸の座りようは兄譲りだからね。
During our casual conversation, Dr. Kapushine managed to quickly check her pulse and get the blood sample he needed.
うん。脈は問題なく安定している。熱もなさそうだし、ここ最近の君はとても調子が良さそうだね。
That's awesome.
彼女と楽しくお話ししていると、 体の調子がとってもいいの。いっそこのまま退院だってできちゃいそうだわ。
喜ばしいが寂しくなりそうだね。
I couldn't keep from smiling as I listened to their friendly conversation. Nadia and Dr. Capuchin, you sometimes seem more like friends than doctor and patient.
何？私が一方的に気にかけさせてもらっているだけさ。私はかつてナディア君と同い年の妹を病で亡くしていてね。ついその影をこの子に重ねて見てしまう。ナディア君からすれば迷惑な話かもしれないが。
What is it with siblings dying?
そんなことないわ。私だって先生のこと大好きよ。先生はどんなに教団やお医者様のお仕事が忙しくても私の治療を優先してくれるもの。もう一人兄様ができたみたいで嬉しい。採血が多いのはちょっと嫌だけど。
君の体を思ってのものだ。痛いのはわかるが我慢してくれ。
Oh no. Suddenly, the sound of a scream outside the window stopped him mid-sentence.
ナディア君の個室を教会から最も遠い部屋にしておいて正解だった。
Dr. Capuchin muttered to himself as he looked at the rattling window. I couldn't hear very clearly, but I did recognize the cadence of the voice. Don't tell me. Another protest by the Society of Exorcists? Dr. Capuchin sighed and nodded.
実はセルネボルの方でまたリライバー研究に進展があったようでね。なんでも来月からリライバーの生産可能数が増えるのだとか。
I see. I can see why that would upset your followers.
ああ、私もなだめてはいるのだが、さすがに今回ばかりは一般人たちまで巻き込まないか案じている。
It was easy to imagine the worst from those who had insisted with bloodshot eyes that relivers were demons. Dr. Capuchin turned around to look at me.
君は見るからにおとなしいお嬢さんだからいささか心配だな。強引に勧誘される可能性もある。しばらくは礼拝時の彼らに近づかないことをおすすめするよ。
Okay.
万が一の時は、そうだな。この我が教団の経典を貸すから見せてやると。
That's weird. That's weird.
信徒たちは同志や入団希望者には甘いからね。
I accepted the small book that Dr. Capuchin wearily took out of his pocket. Thank you very much, but are you sure about this, Dr. Capuchin? I mean, I'd be lying to your followers.
Hi, Phantom.
何？信徒を御せぬ私が招いた事態だ。私にも少しぐらい創始者たる女性のような威厳があればね。
Oh, it was formed by a woman? Oh, you mean the founder of the society was a woman?
あまり知られてないがね。もともと教団の起源もリライバーの否定ではなく。
Okay, what was it?
この国を蝕む死の呪いに抗う方法を探すため。
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
彼女。
Oops. Sorry, dude, didn't mean to skip your line. I never knew all that. I don't recall reading about it in any of our textbooks.
私も知らなかった。あの子が聞いたらびっくりするかも。
あの子？ Lucas?
あの子？
そうそう。二人や兄様にも話そうと思っていたの。実は私にもう一人お友達ができたのよ。
Oh, it's Dahu.
それは驚きだね。
Good for you, Nadia. Who is he?
この病院にお見舞いに来ていた男の子よ。私が咳き込んでいたところを心配してくれて。
I could tell by Nadia's happy voice that he must have been her first male friend. Since she referred to him as boy, he must be around Nadia's age. Oh no.
今日は帰ってしまったけれど、この病院にまた用事があると言っていたし、機会があれば紹介するわ。
Dahu.
この短い間でお友達が2人もできるだなんて、私はなんて幸運な人間なのかしら。
Interesting. Oh, now we're gonna do our delivery to Mathis. After leaving Nadia, who reluctantly let me go, I headed to the Cloud family mansion again, hoping that Jean would be there. I found him and delivered the homework assignment from Lucas to give to Mathis, who was holed up in his attic study as usual. Probably dead. He's probably fucking dead. Oh no, he's not. I watched them from a short distance. I hadn't seen Mathis for a while, but he appeared very tired.
He read through the papers word by word. His eyes were dull and bleary, nothing like the brilliance when he spoke about the drifter. According to Jean, Mathis had been spending day after day looking up at the ceiling in a daze with an open book in hand.
いかがですか、坊ちゃん。リュカ先生がせっかく作ってくださったものです。解いてみてはいかがでしょう。
I could hear a sigh of distress.
Mathis, I also have a message for you from Lucas. He said there's no deadline, that you may do one question a day or one question a week, so please feel free to look over it at your leisure. And if you do answer any of the questions, please let him know so he can come praise you.
Hearing the message addressed to him, Mathis's body flinched uneasily.
どうしてそこまで。
I approached him and spoke with the hopes that he might listen. I'm sure Lucas considers you one of his dear students. Mathis, I don't think Lucas expects you to change overnight. Why don't you rest as much as you want, and when you feel like it, you can give those questions a try. Oh, but I think you should eat and sleep properly for your own sake. One other thing.
How many words can we tell this man who is clearly already overwhelmed?
Eves and the rest of us are worried about you.
After Mathis's eyes wandered a bit.
ごめんなさい。それからありがとう。心配してくれて。
His voice sounded dry, probably because he hadn't spoken in a while, but the kindness in his voice was still the same. Bro, you're gonna be fucking brain soup here soon. I talked a bit more. Yeah. I talked a bit more about how things were going with Eves and the others, which took quite a bit of time. They were kind enough to invite me to join them for dinner, and night soon arrived.
本当に何から何までありがとうございます。あなたと先生のおかげで、坊ちゃんが久しぶりに正気を取り戻してくれました。
Yeah, we do not know anything about how this man's a fucking cheat.
しかも手料理のレシピまで
And a
わざ
cheat
わざ書き起こしていただいて、
and fucking
このお礼はいつか
insane.
必ず。
Yeah, well, I had a cock, yeah.
No need at all. It was a pleasure. I'm just glad to have heard Mathis's voice again. To be honest, I was reluctant to tell him I was looking into Budo's past. He had been so deeply involved in pursuing him that I had to think long and hard about what this news would do. I ended up not telling him anything, as there was no progress, and I didn't want to bring up the topic now that he was recovering. At the very least, not yet. I hope he works on Lucas's assignment. I lowered my head as we said goodbye, partially so Jean wouldn't see that I was holding back any information. I left the Claude mansion optimistic about the small changes taking place. Before long, it was close to midnight. I walked through the streets quietly so that I wouldn't bother those who were sound asleep. Maybe I can introduce Mathis to Nadia once he's feeling better. Knowing how bright and charming Nadia was, I was sure they'd become friends in no time. We're walking home at midnight. Eves, Adolf, and the others. It'd be nice if those precious to be could become just as precious to her. Yeah, exactly, Palace. What could go wrong? Everything. Everything could go wrong. This game is so fucked. Yeah, so we did find out that Lucas likes us, but not from Lucas. And not from anything we realized. His sister told us. His little sister told us. She's like 12. And she ships us so bad. I felt breathless at the memory of what she said earlier. I never thought for a moment that he might think of anything like that. Of course, I also knew that despite his feminine beauty, Lucas was still a man. There were times I felt flustered by certain moments of masculinity and gentleness from him. In some ways, I felt a longing that I knew would never be realized. I had convinced myself that this sort of charm just came naturally to him. That he was simply a teacher who wished to look after all of his students. But what if those kind gestures were based on what Nadia said? No. I can't think of a single reason why he would actually like me. I'm sorry. That's me right there. That's Prince Brain in a nutshell. Huh.
I was just told this person has romantic feelings about me. There's no way that's right. Sorry, Nadia. I think you got the wrong guy. Because there's no one out there who would love death. If anyone did really like me, then their love would be for naught. Lucas will be 23 soon. Even if he becomes a reliver, he'll lose any affection he might have toward me. That was to be expected in this country. Everyone accepted it as an immutable fact.
待って
What?
待ってください
Mathis? I was startled to see who it was that called out to me. I never expected him to actually leave his room, much less the mansion, after just a day. Yeah, it makes you inherently aromantic too.
よかった追いつけた
Huh?
すみません僕ずっとうじうじと屋根裏部屋から出ないで
Why are you apologizing, sweet pea? Like, question. Why are you apologizing? Did that go up? Oh. That's right. That went up today. I forgot that one of the things that I pre-recorded for when I thought I was going to be out for all month is up. I forgot.
あなたにちゃんとお礼もせず
I refreshed YouTube to make certain that the stream was going and like staying up, and it was like, hey, you've posted a new video. I was like, I did? Yes, I did. Technically, it was a scheduled video, but yes, double content technically. There's gonna be double content for basically for the rest of this month, and then into the bit in the beginning of August. Thank me. Hearing my response, Mathis' somewhat sunken cheeks blushed.
はいその課題届けてくれてありがとうございます
Get ready for Pokemon and Balatro.
僕
That's all it is.
あの中に書かれた難しい問題を読んだ瞬間
Uh-huh.
初めて見る問題で解いてみたいなって
I'm glad.
すごくドキドキしました
I'm glad that's all it takes. All it takes to make Mathis feel better is a really complicated math problem sheet.
あんな気持ちは本当に久しぶりで
You won't be alive for much longer.
自分の心がまだ生きてるんだなって
Mm-hmm.
それとこんな僕を心配してくれる人が
Yeah, again. Again. You're not gonna be here for much longer, baby.
以外にもいつの間にこんなに増えたんだなって
Mm-hmm. Mathis.
ブローのことはまだ割り切れません
That's okay, you don't have
でも
to.
自分なりにこれから何をしたいのかをゆっくり考えてみます
Okay.
それこそあの課題を解きながら
Yeah, I knew that Mathis would be fine now. Trying to comfort or console him at this point would be an insult to his progress. But there was one thing I needed to say. I'm sure Lucas would be happy to hear you say that.
はいいつか先生にも直接お礼を言いに行こうかとでもその先生になんだかあなた似てきましたね
We are? I am?
そうですよ僕を諭す時の優しい口調とか無理をさせないところそっくりです もしかしてあなたは
Oh.
教師のお仕事に向いているのかも
Oh. Just as Mathis gave me a gentle smile. Is Jean gonna come running up? have shit in this town. Under the full moon, a beastly roar rang out. We can't have fucking shit in this town. Huh? Our gaze quickly moved to a house nearby. The window was polished and clear, allowing us to see a bright light from inside. In an instant, it was covered in a red spatter that hid everything from our eyes. Huh? I was speechless. My mind struggled to follow the quickness of events as they unfolded. I wanted to ask Mathis what was going on, but the thick red coating on the window answered the question before I could ask. In the next moment, something crashed through it and rolled around outside in front of us. As slow to stop, it left a trail of blood behind it. It was a dismembered chunk of a human body. Oh. Oh, fuck, bro. Mathis and I were complete shock by the amount of blood that pooled around it. Suddenly, a shadow leapt out of the broken window and landed on the ground. It slowly straightened up from where it stood upon the sticky liquid. It can't be what the Watchman of Death said.
Bro, そんな死んだはずじゃ。
He's back! The man whose skin should have been melted by acid was now standing in front of us. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ugh. Bro ignored us. Man drew closer to the chunk of body on the ground. He stuck his bare hand through it, grasping at the organ that once beat inside. So it was like the dude's torso? He pulled his hand out to reveal a whole heart. With the force of the pull, a rain of blood spurted out of the body and drenched us. Yeah. Bro then placed the heart he just extracted into a strange receptacle attached to his cloak. He then drew a beautiful dagger and stabbed the dagger through the cavity he just made in the corpse's chest. Finally, he claps his hand as if offering the body to heaven. His warped smile reflected off the dead, dark red pool spreading across the ground. We see his face. I love how we're the one coated in blood. Mathis is sparkling clean. Us, blood-soaked. My breathing grew fast. My pulse was racing. Mathis and I couldn't move an inch. What was that? Who was he? What brought him back to life? What kind of genes did he have? What manner of human was brought into this world? I couldn't help but resent his parents, whose faces I didn't even know. Ah! I don't know if that was an actual scream. Ah! that was a little more of a... yeah. The situation was much, much worse than when he attacked Hugo or fought Yves and the others, as an astounding madness stood before us. Even Mathis, who struggled over his lost vengeance, was now shaking with fear. Instead of cold sweat, it was the blood that splattered on me that rolled down my cheek. Suddenly, Bodo took one step forward through the pool of blood. The splashing sound struck my eardrums and snapped me out of the shock. I somehow kept myself from falling to my knees. Mathis, we need to run! Hurry! I forcefully pulled Mathis by the arm and brought him into one of the alleys nearby. Oh, are we being chased? Are we being chased? We need to find the Royal Guard of the Corps. A shadow suddenly landed in front of us! Ah! Oh, hey there, friend! Let's not do this. Barreau raised his bloody halberd and walked towards us. And as he slowly drew it back. What are you doing here? What is Lucas doing here? It was a roar like thunder. Before I knew it, someone had come from behind me and struck Barreau, knocking him back. The wall that took his body crumbled from the force. The person who kicked that monster was... Lucas, why are you here? Why are you here? What is he doing here? In with the steel chair! It's Lucas!
説明は後ほど。 今はあの男を退けなければ。
We are not escaping. Budo groaned as he stood up. Lucas quietly moved in front of me and Mathis to protect us. Tension filled the air as they faced each other.
私の生徒に手を出すようなら、未熟な身なれど相手をさせていただきますが。
I say this because I literally don't remember. Pals, if you've never seen this game before, yeah, this is tame. This is tame. We got full on fucking psychologically tortured last time. Last route. It was wild. As if provoked, Budo slowly moved in when suddenly... Okay. He probably sensed people starting to gather from the side of the wall crumbling. Like the other night, he jumped up the wall and disappeared in the night sky. When he was completely out of sight, the strength left my knees and I finally crumpled to the ground with Mathis. Hi, Holly. We got sprayed with blood again!
よく友人を守りましたね。頑張りま。いえ。
Yeah.
怖かったでしょう。
Budo's back. So Budo's back. He killed a dude right in front of us. Like, and we got splattered with blood. We also saw him rip a man's heart out right in front of us, and then he was about to attack us. And Lucas came in out of fucking nowhere, kicked this man so hard, he flew into a wall and crumbled it. Yeah.
もう大丈夫ですよ。
He gently embraced us together. I trembled and nodded as he held us in his arms. Yeah. Oh boy. Later. So we're okay. We just got absolutely fucking splattered with blood. The Royal Guard received report of the disturbance and arrived on the scene. We were taken to the church base used by the Corps. It seemed that there were a number of murders in Shitty before the one we saw. Mathis and I both witnessed his gruesome work in action once more. Mathis was in such a state of shock that he was unable to even speak. Blessings. Hearing news of what happened, Jean arrived and took his master back home. Yeah, where he's gonna fucking murder him. I couldn't stop trembling. My mind seemed unwilling to confront what had just happened. When Anku said that this was just the beginning, was he talking about Budo? When I hadn't returned to the orphanage earlier, Mother contacted Lucas, who came to the rescue. It had been 3 hours, but I was still sitting frozen at the church. The door slowly opened. My body jolted, thinking that the shadow had returned for me. Hi, pretty boy.
大丈夫。私ですよ。
Well, that scared me. His voice line scared me.
Lucas.
はい。あなたの教師、リュカ・プルーストです。
The warm hand that acknowledged me and encouraged me reached out and held my shaking hand. Oh, he's kneeling in front of us. I see.
ごめんなさい。怖い思いをさせてしまって。本当に。ごめんなさい。私がお使いなど頼まなければ。
Well, how would you have known that?
君があんなおぞましい光景を目にすることはなかったのに。
I knew who was really at fault, yet he was blaming himself and his expression warped with pain. After a brief silence, I was somehow able to calm my heavy breathing enough to speak.
You've done nothing wrong, Lucas. It's my fault. I'm the one who stayed out so late. I even dragged Mathis into the situation.
Anku warned me before that the deaths weren't over yet, just as I was about to bring that up.
違います。
Lucas denied it in a firm
こ
voice.
こで頑張るのは間違っていますよ。
ん？
むしろ頑張ったら、私は君が本音を語ってくれるまで
What?
叱ります。
No, don't scold me. No, don't scold me. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong.
Huh?
こんな時ぐらい、君は人のせいにしてもいいのです。
Yeah, again, not you.
その程度の弱音ならば、神もきっとお許しになられる。
I don't want him to scold me. No. Instead of tears, something else spilled out.
Lucas, I was so scared.
Oh, okay, cool. My fears were exposed. My fingers and lips trembled.
If I had died, I would never have been able to help you again. I would never be able to help you again. I wouldn't be able to make the children smile with you. I initially became his aide as a way to conduct my investigation, but the heartwarming times spent with him and the children grew stronger and stronger. Realizing how close I was, just wondering what if I can't stop from shaking.
Hi.
So please, could you please hold my hand a little while longer? I still can't believe that I'm alive and that I was able to see you again.
君が望むのならいくらでもあんな恐ろしいものを前に生きることを諦めないでいてくれてありがとう。
Little does Lucas know, at the very beginning of this game, we were about to kill ourselves. So, like...
君が無事で本当によかった。
Aww. Why was he like this?
Well, he's not a priest. He's not a priest, he's a teacher.
Why did he dote on me without a second thought? Being with Lucas makes me forget that I'm the sinful death. Aww.
Budo had revived from the dead and with him the murders.
No! No! I'm pure! I'm pure! See? See?
During our previous operation, his name was circulated among the people in order to aid with his capture. No gag order could erase what was known. The news that he revived spread quickly and sent everyone into feral unease. This ain't good. I changed into a new set of clothes that Adolf brought from the orphanage. When I rejoined them, I explained everything that I saw.
死ぬような思いをして退治したブローが生きていたか。悪夢の再来だな。
He also didn't look like a flesh pile, so he's completely revived.
まさかお前の調査が実を結ぶどころか予言になるとは。
Huh? Honestly, I just wanted to uncover his identity.
わかっている。規格外なのは間違いなくあっちの方だ。あの日の遺体は確かに回収したし、リライバーとして蘇ったのかな。
He was melted with acid.
他にねえだろう。国立研究所が把握してね。
Yes, there is.
違法のリライバー施設でもどっかにあんじゃねえのか。
We know there is.
とすると、俺たちの管轄外だな。
We know there is.
後でシアンにどうにか連絡をつけねえと。
There is at least an illegal reliver facility in Mathis's house.
ああ、ならそれは俺が担当するよ。
Which is wild to think about. Absolutely wild to think about.
それで、あの坊ちゃんとこの子はこれからどうすんだ。
What are we gonna do?
顔は見てねえとはいえ、ブローの犯行現場をバッチリ目撃しちまってんだぞ。
We saw his mouth.
確実に口封じとして命を狙われる。下手したら施設にいる子供たちやシスターまで巻き添え
Oh
だ。
god.
Oh no.
ひとまず一刻も早く彼女の周囲へ警備を敷くのが最優先では。
ならマティスと一緒に自警団の詰め所か町外れにある俺の家でしばらく寝泊まりするか。
Either works. I don't want the children to be harmed, so if you don't...
その必要はない。
Uh-oh. The church door slammed open and the Royal Guard soldier who recovered the body walked in. They all looked horribly pale, probably from witnessing the gruesome crime scene. Even so, they tried to maintain their swagger as they strutted over to us. One of the soldiers brought out a familiar scroll. Oh, God bless it. Open. Spread it open for me to see. The parchment succinctly stated that the king was indignant by the murders that occurred in the royal residences. As such, the gag order was completely lifted, and all forces would seek to capture or kill Budo once again. To that end, those two who had witnessed the crime were likely to be his next target were declared to be bait! Oh, that's fucked! Us as bait with no protection. Not to receive any protection or security. Adolf's expression went cold and Yves chuckled bitterly.
やっと重い腰を上げたと思ったら民におとりになれってか。
Shit. Hugo muttered in a low voice that could not be heard by the royal guard. We didn't have the right to go against a royal proclamation. However, we could only agree under 2 conditions. We didn't want the children to be put at a risk, so I'd be moving elsewhere for now. Minimal security would also be in place, though not at a level to deter Bordeaux. Oh, fucking hell. After discussing our next steps...
後でジャンにも確認を取るけど、マティスの家には俺とヒューゴが居候して警護に当たるよ。
That's so fucked.
では、彼女の警備はアドルフ君が担当？
いや、この衛兵からの命令で俺は自警団に詰めて連携や団員への指示に当たることになった。じゃあどうすんだよ。普通の団員じゃあのブロー相手に10秒も持たねえぞ。
警備ならばそこのリュカ・プルーストに命じればいいだろう。
Why? How convenient! Interrupting our conversation was the royal surgeon we had just met. As Adolf and the others stared at the soldier, I could almost hear them thinking, what are you talking about? The new topic of our discussion stood still with a serious look on his face. Seeing that Lucas wasn't saying anything, I slowly raised my hand. Can I ask why? An ordinary citizen would be in danger too?
なんだお前たち自警団と関わりが
Here it is!
何も知らないのか
Oh no. The identity reveal. The identity reveal.
戸籍調査をしたところリュカ・プルーストは
Oh.
シュディからクーネに移り住んだ元近衛兵を父に持つ
Ooh.
自警団の先代リーダーの息子だぞ相応の訓練を受けたと決まっている
Oh.
たしなむ程度の護身術であれば
His voice was clear in the silence.
は
Huh? The three slowly turned towards Lucas like rusted cogs.
息子
He's the son of the head of the previous head of Corps.
師匠の
嘘だろ。
おや、てっきり承知の上で私と交流していたのかと。
That does explain a lot. That does explain a whole lot.
長い間、絶縁同然の状態だったので、詳細は把握していませんが、私の父は確かに亡くなる前に自警団のリーダーを務めていたと噂で聞きましたよ。
はあ、嘘だろ。かけらも似てねえ。どうやったら2メートル近くもある筋肉男の遺伝子からあんたみたいな男が生まれんだ。つかあの人、あんたとは違って性なしだったぞ。
Amazing.
シュディ出身の人間は自警団に入れないので黙っていたのでは。
Responding to Hugo's question slowly revealed Lucas's relationship with the previous leader of the Corps. It was then that I realized Adolf and Yves had been unusually quiet. I turned around and saw Adolf and Yves shaking slightly, having broken out in a waterfall of cold sweat. What the?
ああ、先代はな、自警団全員が束になってもかなわねえぐらいとんでもなく強い男だったんだよ。
Uh-huh.
特に直接弟子として取ってたこいつらには厳しくてな。
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
泳げないだと
Uh-huh.
民の治安と安寧を守る兵に明確な弱点があるなど言語道断。今から放り投げてやるゆえ沖から自力で泳ぎ帰ってこいアドルフ。
That's not strict, that's child abuse.
イブ、お前には素晴らしい剣の才能があるが今は持久力に欠けている。よって今から獲物なしで3日間飲まず食わずで斧を手に負う私から逃げ切ってみせろ。
Yeah, that is not training. That is child abuse. That is just child abuse.
これより模擬戦を開始する。イブ、アドルフ、2人揃って私を殺すつもりでかかってこい。私もまたお前たちを殺すつもりで指導してやる。
Huh?
死んでもおかしくねえような特訓を繰り返してたせいですっかり恐怖の象徴になっちまったんだ。
Understandable.
私も覚えがあります。父はとても厳しい人でしたから。
あ、ほら、前に酒場でアドルフがイブを投げ飛ばしてたことがあるだろ。あれも先代から教わった護身術の一つだよ。
Now that you mention it, that was a strange throw. I can only imagine the kind of training they went through to make them so frightened. Elf managed to recover and clear his throat before speaking again.
なるほどな。驚きはしたが、納得はいった。あんたのあのバカ力は先代からの遺伝だったのか。
Yeah. Yeah, Lucas learned self-defense from his father, who was a former Royal Guard officer and the first leader of the Corps. His delicate appearance belies his superhuman strength.
その説はご迷惑をおかけしました。隠すつもりはなかったのですが、君の反応が面白かったもので、つい。
Huh? Wait, Adolf wasn't joking?
じゃあ、俺の肋骨を折って心臓を蘇生したのも。
不意打ちとはいえ、あのブローを蹴りで吹き飛ばした男だぞ。
Yeah, I was gonna say, either the Nubero was very weak, but we know that Lucas has, like, wild fucking superpowers. So that, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Well...
説得力しかないかな。
Oh. Yeah. Everyone in this game is
けど
just
それなら
fucked.
確かに護衛として申し分ないかも。
Yeah.
リュカ先生、どうかこいつのことを頼めるか。
He responded with a perplexed smile.
彼女を守りたいという気持ちは皆さんと同じなのですが、年頃の女性と二人きりで同居というのはいささか抵抗が。
Especially because he's in love with us.
ああ、教師ならそこはやっぱ気になるよな。
And he's in love with us.
だがこれは直命だ。
I'm sorry, Lucas. I'll try my best not to get in your way.
いえいえ、私が過敏なだけですよ。君自身に抵抗がないのなら、喜んで自宅に招待させていただきます。
Oh boy.
見ての通り、頼りない騎士ではありますが、大事な教え子の命のためとあらば、精一杯尽くさせていただきましょう。
Or, as he calls us in his diary, his beloved and his angel. The next day, I prepared everything I needed for my stay and left with Lucas, who came to escort me. I don't think it's gonna turn out like Toma. Well, let's just say Toma is tame compared to what this game is getting to.
それで今朝になってようやく施設の子供たちが拗ねていた理由が分かったんですね。
Yes, I didn't expect them to have so much say about it. Hmm?
やだ言っちゃやだ
Oh god. Yeah, when I said we were psychologically tortured last route. Like badly. Like we were kidnapped, trapped, psychologically tortured, and then like physically tortured as well. Yeah. And then we were basically mentally broken. We had our psyche broken.
今日こそお姉ちゃんと遊ぶって決めてたの。リュカ先生ばっかりずるい。
せっかくこれから仲良くしようと思ってたのに、なんだよいつも仕事って。あんたはここの職員だろ。先生や他の施設に取られたみたいで、なんかやだ。
もうこんな時にわがままを言わないの。今まで素直になる機会はたくさんあったのに、何もしなかったのはあなたたちでしょ。出発の直前にごめんなさいね。この子たち、あなたが明るくなってから一緒に遊びたがっていたんだけど、今までが今までだったから
どう話しかければいいのかわからなかったみたいで。
It's not like I did anything wrong then. I'm sorry I didn't approach you all sooner. When I come back, I'll play with everyone for as long as you want, okay?
絶対だぞ。怪我すんなよ。
I'm probably gonna get killed. Like, let's be honest. Yeah, I promise. Thank you, Milo. You did try to kill me earlier, so I don't know how I feel about you.
他の施設から応援を呼ぶから、家事のことは心配しないで。無事に帰ってくることを最優先に考えるのよ。私も子供たちと一緒に待ってるから。
Understood. I'll be going, mother. Itakimasu. Itakimasu. And here I am now.
実に微笑ましいではありませんか。これは何が何でも無傷で君を施設に返さなければ責任重大です。
We headed not towards his house, but down a road heading to the hospital. The reason was so we could explain to Nadia what happened. It needed to be kept secret, especially from a security standpoint. Lucas had been visiting Nadia daily to inform her of everything that happened that day in their diary. So instead of writing lies into something so precious, we decided it best to simply let her know in person. Are you sure it's okay for us to visit Nadia when I'm Budo's target? When I expressed my anxiety, Lucas responded with a worried look on his face.
王家からはいつも通りに生活するよう命じられているので、もはや日課となっている見舞いを取りやめることは難しいかと。相手の行動時間は夜間のみのようですし、つい帰りが遅くならないよう、その点を互いに意識しておきましょう。
Understood. He wanted to see his dear younger sister, and now he needed to worry about the time. Thinking about it now was quite depressing, and I felt bad for dragging Lucas into my situation. Ah, interesting. Oh, interesting. Dahoot. How is Dahoot gonna play into this? I'm so intrigued. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How is Dahoot gonna play into this? Would I recommend this game? Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. If you like despair-inducing visual novels and just like bleak as fuck scenarios and situations and all that, like this game is 10 out of 10. The first route of this game blew me away. I knew it was, I went into this game knowing it was gonna get, like, bad. I didn't know how bad it was gonna get. And I enjoyed every fucking second of it. So, we're just, like, each thing is only about 4 chapters long, so we're probably in, like, we're early to mid chapter 2 on this. So we're almost to about the midpoint. Things just fucking start snowballing with how bad they are though. So like this is the calm before the fucking storm.
いけない。入力する数値間違えた。テスト結果が大変なことに。
His might have been adrift, and now the data for one of the cloned bodies was etched with random numbers. Uh-oh. Dahoot quickly deleted the history and recalculated the data.
何をぼーっとしている。そんな初歩的なミスをするなどらしくないな。
My elbow itches because it's healing from where I scraped it last night.
すみません。ちょっと考え事をしてまして。
He forced a smile on his face and then realized the man in front of him was the smartest and most talented man in the country. Seeing him so often must have made him forget that fact.
シアンさんって先天性の病気について詳しかったりします？
Oh, he likes Nadia. Nadia's so sweet. Not everyone likes Nadia.
大まかすぎる。具体例を出せ。
Too broad.
さすがにそれは聞き出す暇がなくて、自分でそれとなく
あれかなって当たりはつけてるんですけど、でもだとしたらあの子は。
ダハトくん、そんなに小さいのに研究者なの？すごいわ。私初めて見た。リライバーになることをどう思うか。やっぱり長生きできても大事な愛や元の体がなくなっちゃうのは
Understandable.
もしもよ、私がリライバーになって兄様への気持ちが淡白なものになったら、とっても悲しいと思うの。でもそれ以上に兄様とつないだこの手を失うのはもっと悲しい。病院の人たちはリライバーになるぐらいなら死んだ方がマシだって言うけれど。
Yeah, you're kind of in a, I wouldn't call it an extremist cult. It definitely holds different values than the majority of civilization in this game.
最初から諦めるのもおかしくないかしら。ねえ、ダハトくん。リライバーと短命、そのどっちでもない。外の国で生きているような、しわしわのおばあちゃんになれる普通の人間になりたいって願うことは、どうして誰も呪いそのものに抵抗しようとしないのかしら。
The words of the young girl rang in his head. He had heard many citizens complain about the features of being a reliver, but never once had he heard of someone so remorseful over losing their body. No, Nadia was the second to express it. Oh. He couldn't stop himself from thinking about the girl's frail, bright smile etched into his mind. After groaning with his head down for a few moments, Tahoot quickly raised it again with resolve.
シアンさん、今日僕早めに上がります。なので後からお仕事を追加したりしないでくださいね。
Oh. Is he gonna go talk to Nadia? Are we gonna run into each other? We're probably gonna run into each other, let's be honest. I knew we needed to explain everything. Still, I was a bit anxious that we were only going to scare Nadia by telling her about the fearsome Boro.
犯罪者に命を狙われる彼女。
No, she's gonna eat
それ
this
を
up.
守ろうとする兄様の
She
強制
fucking...
生活。
She thinks that we're supposed to be together.
なんてロマンチックなのかしら。
Yep.
まるで絵本に出てくるお姫様と騎士様の恋物語みたい。
Yep.
ね大丈夫だと言ったでしょ。
Told you she'd be fine. Yeah, because she's different than other little girls. It was quite obvious that my worries were for nothing when I saw Nadia's sweet angelic smile. But after her excitement settled, she finally gasped in realization.
二人が一緒に暮らしてくれるのは嬉しいけれど、命を狙われるなんてやっぱり心配だわ。
Yeah, understandable.
絶対に死なないでね。怪我もしないでちょうだいね。
Yeah. Everybody's like, you can't die. You can't die. Well, we kind of can, but, you know, you don't want us to. And that's okay. That's okay to not want us to.
外に出るのも危ないなら、私のお見舞いにだって無理して来なくてもいいのよ。新しくできたお友達もいるし、カプシーヌ先生だって話し相手になってくれるから、私、我慢できれば、きっと。
Perhaps she was saddened by her own words as Nadia's voice took on a quieter tone. I hadn't even said a word about it, and she made the decision for herself. Oh, CG. Aww. Lucas gently stroked her head.
まったく思ってもいないことを言うものじゃありません。入院したばかりの頃、夜が怖い、寂しいとぐすぐす泣いていたのはどこの誰でしたっけ？
それはずっと昔の話よ。私はもう大人だもの。しばらく兄様たちが来ないぐらいで寂しくなんか。
But I'd be lonely. I like how cute you are, Nadia, so if possible, I'd like to see you every day. What about you, Nadia? Would you really be alright if your brother and I stopped coming to see you?
嘘。できないわ。寂しくて死んでしまうかも。私にとっては兄様やあなたと一緒に過ごす時間が何よりも大切な宝物だもの。
I'm happy to hear it.
久しぶりに子供らしいことを言いましたね。今日の日記にしっかり残しておかなければ。
自分のことを書かれるのはなんだか恥ずかしいわ。
強がって嘘をついた罰です。甘んじて受けなさい。
Nadia growled with her cute voice, but I could tell she was actually happy.
でも二人とも息ぴったりでびっくりしちゃったわ。兄様はよく頭を撫でてくれるけれど、どうしてあなたまで一緒に？
Lucas and I looked at each other with a puzzled expression. Our eyes naturally moved towards our hands on top of Nadia's head.
これは面白い奇遇ですね。
I guess your habit rubbed off on me. I continued rubbing Nadia's soft hair in unison with
兄
Lucas.
様以外の人に撫でてもらったのは久しぶり。あったかい。まるで本当の家族になったみたいだわ。
Oh. Nadia's a precious being. If anything happens to her, I'm gonna kill everyone. We gently placed the bed sheets over Nadia as she slept so she wouldn't get cold. Lucas and I sat next to each other near her bed and watched her sleeping face. I never expected her to fall asleep while we were rubbing her head.
私の妹はまるで子猫のようですね。
Nadia mumbled some words in her sleep.
ゆかさん。
Yeah. I turned around at the sound of the door opening and saw a nurse in a white robe peeking inside.
カプシーヌ院長が大事な話があるとあなたを探していましたよ。仕事で手が離せないそうなので、今からお伝えする病室まで出向いていただけますか？
わかりました。
I wonder what he needs to talk to you about.
おそらく病院で行っている授業の件かと。次回の訪問時期をまだ決めていませんでしたから。では少し席を外します。その間ナディアを見ていただいても。
Sure, we'll see you later. After gently stroking Nadia's head, he followed after the nurse and left the room. I continued keeping watch over Nadia as she slept soundly while the sun began to set. She's so cute. I could look at her for hours. If I weren't involved in a dangerous incident, I would gladly look after her for hours on end. Without realizing it, I moved closer to Nadia and whispered into her ear as she slept. I'm so sorry that I'm dragging your brother into my own problems. I'll do my best so we can come and visit you without worrying as soon as possible. Make sure Lucas won't be involved in this for much longer. She asked me not to die or get hurt. Yeah, she's angelic. Remembering Nadia's kind wish, I made a promise even though I knew she wouldn't reply. I had no intention of waking her up, but... Nadia's eyes slowly opened.
ねえ、兄様のこと、幸せにしてあげて。
Huh? Excuse me. She must be half asleep. Nadia mumbled the words as if she was dreaming of me.
兄様はいつも私のことばかり。私の入院費を稼ぐためにたくさんのお仕事してて。自分の幸せなんて考えない人なの。趣味だって私のための日記用の記録ぐらいしか。
I knew he was handling a lot of things by himself, but her words made me realize why he continued working even when he had his coughing fits. Nadia.
私、本気よ。短い間でもいいか優しいあなたが、兄様のお嫁さんになって、
Oh.
本当の姉様に、
Oh.
家族になってくれれば。
A single tear rolled down my cheek.
I'm sorry, Nadia. I am deaf. Say your wishes. Something I can't agree to willingly.
I can only wipe the tears from my eyes. Oh. Well, that got sad. That got sad. I want to hear this man get, like, gush over us. After leaving my younger sister in Prince's care, I was led to a room without any patients.
容体が悪化している。
Fuck. I quickly stood up from the seat upon hearing his sudden words.
そんな、ついさっきまでは彼女とあんなに楽しそうに話していたんですよ。
あくまで表面上はだろ。ナディア君は団らんの時を壊さないよう苦しいのを必死に我慢していたのではないかね。本来なら喋るだけで呼吸器がひどく傷んでいたはずだ。弱音や苦痛を隠すことを得意とする。君たち兄弟は本当にそっくりだよ。
I could only stay quiet at the doctor's words. He was right that she was very strong and could bear any type of treatment, even if it caused her pain.
だが痩せ我慢にも限界がある。
Oh no.
このままでは内臓にまでひどい機能障害が起きてしまうだろう。それを未然に防ぐためには。
Oh no.
分かっているね、リュカ君。
Patted my shoulder and smiled gently. I knew more than anyone how trustworthy his eyes were.
はい。
What? Oh, what is Capuchin having him do?
ああ、そうだ。何を焦る必要がある。この程度の危機。今までだって乗り越えてきたじゃないか。先生と。あのお方さえいれば、どんな状況になっても、ナディアの体は持ち直すはず。
If so,
兄としてできることを精一杯頑張ればいい。
okay, so for a long time, I thought Budo was Lucas. And I'm beginning to think Budo might be a clone of Lucas.
急がなければ。
Since she had little freedom, I needed to give her as much happiness as possible. But in order to do that, she said if she had died, she would never be able to help me again. I wasn't long for this world, but she still worried about me. The face of my dear Stin came to mind. For some reason, my chest ached terribly. Is it me? Is it me? Ugh. What?
Well, I'll come and see you again tomorrow, Nadia.
夜にはまだ早いですが、おやすみなさい、ナディア。
Yeah, he bent down to give a gentle kiss on Nadia's forehead after she woke him from her nap.
おやすみなさい、兄様。
I have to get water. I'm out of water. Nadia did her best to move her head so that she could kiss his forehead too.
あなたもまた
Oh
明日、
no.
どうか気をつけてね。
Oh no. I'm terrified. Should I be terrified? Well, no, I think should I be terrified is the wrong answer because I am terrified. I'm terrified. There's a lot that can go wrong. You need Pudding's input. Well, Pudding is currently asleep from raving. So you're gonna have to wait a bit. But you will probably eventually get Pudding's input.
I will. Thank you. Please pray for everything to be resolved soon.
After tucking her in again, we left the room together. I have a real bad feeling. Nadia watched from her bed as the two of them departed side by side like a married couple. Yeah, there it is. She made a cough as soon as they left.
兄様、私の体調のこと、きっと気づいてたわよね。
It was obvious since he decided to leave an hour earlier than usual.
でも、そんな無茶をしてでも、私
Yeah.
は兄様や彼女とお話ししたかったのよ。
She is pulling the death flags. If pressed to make a choice, Nadia would easily choose spending time with them at the expense of her comfort. Yet her body didn't entirely agree. Even if she wanted them to stay longer, the oxygen she needed to stay alive was a source of suffering, triggering her coughs. A frail soul who wasn't allowed to be selfish. Just as tears rose to her eyes from frustration about her circumstances.
やっほー、ナディア。約束通り遊びに来ましたよ。って、どうして泣いてるんです？
Oh no.
Aiden, this is Virche Evermore.
もしかしてリライバーの僕と一緒にいるとこを誰かに見られて意地悪されちゃいました？
ダートくん。違うの。
That's right. Dahu, is forever 15. So, the young man she befriended only recently quickly handed her a handkerchief. Nadia took the handkerchief, but she was in no state to dry her tears yet.
さっきまでね、兄様とお友達がお見舞いに来てくれてたの。
兄様？ああ、ナディアってリュカさんの妹さんなんでしたっけ？あの二人、今は一緒に働いてるんだとか。
The Hoot was amazed by how everyone was connected after first hearing how Prince and Nadia met. But why would she be crying about something as happy as family coming to visit her? Just as the Hoot was about to ask that
兄
question.
様と彼女がね、
Oh, she's gonna blab.
どんどん仲良くなってく
Oh,
れるのは
or not.
嬉しいの。
He didn't know what she was implying. Dahoot decided not to ask her his question and simply listened to her. Nadia continued to mumble in a quiet voice.
でも、体が弱くて、この病院から離れられない私は、二人の幸せそうな日常を、日記や言葉越しでしか。
At this point, Dahoot deduced what she was trying to say. Tears continued to flow as Nadia continued.
できるなら、私だって、
Oh.
こんなベッドの上じゃなくて、兄様たちの。
Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
Oh, Nadia is so precious. I want to give Nadia all of the hugs. Poor girl is popping death flags like nobody's business.
その幸せの中に溶け込みたい。寄り添い合う二人をこの目で見たい。
Nadia rolled up her sleeves with shaking fingers. Yeah. Dahoot almost gasped when he saw how thin her arm was.
この細くてろくに動かない体。私は兄様たちと一緒にいるための努力。治すために頑張ることもできないの。だって私生まれてからずっと生きてるのに死んでるから変なの。今までは平気だったのに優しい姉様ができた途端に。
Dahoot was speechless. Hearing her earnest desire made it hard for him to say anything in response. From a researcher's standpoint, her body was too weak to bring her wish to fruition.
ダート君、私せめて一度でいいから少しでも長く兄様たちのそばにいるために頑張って。
As long as possible. Dahoot finally knew what she meant by that, something even Prince didn't notice. Yeah. Not a single word of consolation came to mind. Should he say that she'd get better one day? But if he lost to his emotions and consoled her with empty words, he'd probably kill himself for being so irresponsible. Oh. Well, I know I said it before, but thank you for taking me in.
はい、こちらこそ。
Oh.
ベッドはぜひ 君が扱ってください。
Oh, whoa. Hello, Lucas. This is interesting. Whole new outfit. Yeah, hey, yo.
生活する上で何か不便があればいつでもお申し付けを。
Thank you very much. I'm sorry to bother you like this, but let me repay you by letting you for letting me stay by handling the cooking and daily chores.
それは楽しみですね。君の手料理は絶品ですから。あの温かな料理をしばらく食べられるという意味では不謹慎ですが、ブローに感謝。
Yeah.
いえ、失言でした。
We did watch a man get murdered.
やはり君を怖がらせてしまった罪の方が
We
は
did.
るかに重い。
We did watch a man get murdered. Oh, this Lucas is a guy. Seeing his concern made me feel relieved. After all, it didn't feel right for me to borrow the bed of the master of the house.
でしたら私と共に寝ますか?
Oh, that wrong one. Oh. I could only nod in response. Whoa! We just took it. As his smile made it hard to determine whether he was joking or not. Yeah, oh god. Okay, that's right. Hold on. I gotta check something. Cool, okay, it works. I accidentally changed the naming of one of the I changed the naming of a scene in OBS and I had to make certain I made it the correct one when I put it back. It was an accident. And the bonk is the only thing I know, but because if I broke it, then the bonk wouldn't work. But I knew I would need to fix it, but
Well, thank you very much for staying as long as you can, then.
His smile made it hard to determine whether he was joking or not. In any case, I prepared a simple soup and sandwich dinner for us today. After our meal, I helped him spread another set of bed sheets on the sofa he would be sleeping on before I headed to bed.
I'm terrified. Oh no, I'm terrified. I can't sleep. It was past midnight now, nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't manage to sleep since my heart was racing anxiously. My body jolted. Oh, it's for the rustling of the wind. No matter how many times I tried to go to sleep, images of the tragedy that occurred in that alley revived in my mind. Okay. I need to, like... There we go. I need to not have that selected because I am just changing things randomly. Tragedy that was caused by the supposedly dead Budo. Supposedly is holding a lot of weight in that sentence. We watched this man be melted into a flesh puddle. Fear struck me when I could feel his malice back then, and I still couldn't get that fear out of me. What should I do if Budo came for me the moment I closed my eyes? What should I do if Lucas was caught in the middle and killed? I could only imagine the worst scenarios. I turned over in bed without a sound so that I wouldn't wake Lucas, but... The bed shook slightly. Curious, I raised my face from under the bed sheets. Lucas? Lucas, who should have been asleep, had his back against the bed. Next to him were piles of papers, and in his hand was a fountain pen to write with.
眠れるようになるまでそばにいます。
How is one man so perfect? Words sounding like a whisper to himself.
私がここにいる限り、君は絶対に大丈夫です。
How are you gonna turn out fucked up? I'm scared.
I could see now. I sniffled a bit. Like I said before, you don't need to spoil me so much, Lucas. But thank you very much.
何のことでしょう。目が冴えてしまったので、課題の採点に取り組んでいるだけですよ。
Got a lot of papers there.
After more time passed, I finally fell asleep around 3 in the morning. He actually stayed next to me until I fell asleep completely. Oh.
A few days passed. We continued our visits with Nadia and held classes at the facilities, but nothing had changed. As for Bro, he hadn't caused any more deaths, nor had there been any additional sightings of him. Still, I couldn't shake off my fears and kept waking up in the middle of the night. Each time, Lucas would sit next to the bed until I could fall asleep.
Bro is 1 year away from death. He should not be doing this. Then one night, as Lucas and I were going through the homework gathered from the orphanage to be graded,
Oh yeah.
the transmitter we borrowed from the cord to maintain communication rang softly.
はい。こちら、リュカです。
Aw, thank you.
あ、先生、彼女もそばにいるのかな？
I've been wanting to do more ASMR stuff, but I'm moving in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And so there's been no time.
俺たちからかけるのは初めてだな。元気にしてるか？
Why'd you call, guys?
Hugo! I heard kind, familiar voices from the device.
クロード家で何かありましたか？
はい。忙しいアドルフに代わって、俺たちから状況と情報の共有しますね。まずマティスですが、あの日からずっと
Yeah, it doesn't
部屋
surprise
の
me.
中にこもってます。
I think he's getting
と
much
いうより
worse.
も前より症状が悪化していて、
In fact, he may be dead.
信頼するジャンの呼びかけさえ聞こえてない状態です。ありゃブローに怯えてるってより、奴との本当の実力差を思い知って絶望してるって感じだな。
Uh-huh.
自分じゃどうあがいてもかなわねえってあの一件で悟っちまったんだろう。
Yeah.
That's horrible. Just when he was finally able to leave his room. This man leaves his room
For the first time on his own, completely, and witnesses the man who he thinks killed his brother kill another person right in front of him after he thought that man was dead because he watched him be killed with acid.
こればかりはね。俺も手料理を差し入れたりしてみてるんだけど、それにも限界がある。先生、事件が解決したら、坊ちゃんに面談でも何でもしてやってくれ。俺たちとジャンジャン、もうお手上げだ。
もちろん、私にできることでしたら。
I don't know really what Lucas thinks he's gonna be able to do. Like Coolio, but
ひとまず今は無理をさせず、最低限の食事と睡眠をとってもらうことだけを考え。
I could tell Yee's nodded beyond the transmitter in confirmation. Oh, we could tell. Then they continued talking. They then continued talking about the reliver technology used to bring Bro back to life. According to what Shan said when they finally got in touch. Yeah, what's up?
リライバーの生産技術はこの国立研究所が独占している。他に一切の例外はなく、俺が言う。
Yeah.
だがブローがリライバーとして蘇ったと仮定すると、この研究所に所属、あるいは過去にしていた何者かが廃棄予定だった古い装置を盗み出し、どこかで悪用している可能性が最も高いだろう。
Yep. We know someone can do that because that's what Jean did. Those were his thoughts on the matter.
ならば、ブローに協力している者が国立研究所の中に。
断言はできないけど、ひとまず怪しそうな人物を一通り洗ってくれるそうです。で、そのブローにあの晩殺された被害者の一人の身元も分かったんだが。
Suddenly, Hugo stopped for a moment. I could tell he was gathering the strength to somehow force himself to continue a sentence.
リライバーの実業家だな。一人暮らしで配偶者はなし。いや、厳密には過去にいた。
Oh.
前に施設へ乗り込んできたドニって子供の父。
Huh?
You're kidding. You mean him?
しっかり。
Lucas quickly held my back up as I started to feel dizzy. I didn't know him well, but he was someone I once spoke to. Just the thought of someone I knew being killed made me want to vomit.
ごめん。こんな話。君を怖がらせるだけだよね。でも当事者である以上は伝えないわけにはいかなくて。
I love Otome games. Otome games are amazing and wonderful because there's so many different ways you can do them. I have so many Otome games. I have so many in my backlog too. The kids are the killer. I mean, one of those kids did try to kill us. Milo did try to kill us. We learned that. But
まあさすがにこれはあんたが呼び寄せた不幸じゃねえだろ。単にあいつの運が悪かっただけだ。気にすんな。それに悪い知らせの後はいい知らせが続くってのがお決まりだしな。
You see it?
おや、何か朗報が？
はい。今回の件を受け、シアンさんも最低限なら支援してくれると言ってくれて。
that is good. Yeah, but oh, it's just 3 kids in a trench coat. They're somehow able to wield a halberd.
万が一、ブローに襲われた時に備え、おとりとなっている2人と警護担当、それから接触が多い関係者に無視。
What? Huh? Oh, okay.
Huh?
That's wild. Then that meant if someone dies, then he'll revive the person into a reliver?
バックアップを取るためにも、なるべく早く研究所に来いって。
Ooh, that's a double-edged sword.
俺たちは周辺の夜景を担当してる団員とマティス、ジャンを連れて行きます。あんたらの場合、該当する関係者はシスターと、あとはあれだ、先生には毎日会ってないんだっけか。
結構です。
A cold voice stopped Hugo mid-sentence. Hearing their surprise on the other end, the teacher calmly continued.
私とあの子は使い捨ての命など望まない。リライバーになどならない。
Before Yves and the others could say anything, he quickly turned off the transmitter.
リライバーにだけはならない。
Lucas? About what you just said. Did he say what I think he did?
騙すような真似をしてしまい申し訳ありません。
With that, Lucas reached out to a locked bookshelf. He then took out a familiar book.
私とナディアはたとえ短くとも人として死ぬことを望む
They're part of that.
反リライバー団体エクソシスト教団の信徒の一人です。
Chapter 3? Fuck, okay. I'm like, chapter 3? Chapter 3? This whole stream has been chapter 2. It's been an hour and a half on chapter 2. Nadia and I were born to reliver parents who lived in Shidi. One a formal royal guard, the other a teacher. My parents acknowledged each of their strengths and as proof married in a way that made them like sworn friends. They weren't in love, but we were born, so I assumed they got along. We two got along well as a family. No, so chapter 1 took like a stream, like almost a full stream. We got into like the mid chapter. We got like a couple things into chapter 2 last stream. For Mathis, chapter 1 and chapter 2 took like a 3-hour stream. Chapter 3 and chapter 4 for Mathis took like a 4-hour stream, I want to say. Let me check. Mathis's 1 and 2 took 3 hours, and his 3 and 4 took 3.5. Lucas's chapter 1 took almost all of last stream, and chapter 2, we've likely been on chapter 2 for almost 2 hours now. My younger sister Nadia, who looked just like me, was born. I was so happy that I was about to cry. Back then, I didn't have any particular thoughts or prejudices about relivers. I simply assumed that one day we would be like our parents and continue to revive forever. But that thought changed when I became a witness to a certain incident in Shadi. It was at that time when Nadia, who was born weak, was admitted into a hospital yet again. I went into the marche nearby so that I could find a gift that I could take to her. It was then that I saw a friend who was known as a brother who pampered and loved his younger sister in the same way that I doted on Nadia. But one day he became a reliver. And there I witnessed him brutally beating his beloved sister to death. I went pale, seeing not only the brutality, but how he had changed.
違う。あんなのは私の友ではない。騙された。 リライバーとは延命じゃなく、偽物にされることじゃないか。
Oh boy. That hatred and disgust I felt when then was the source behind why I came to deny relivers. But unlike me, my parents had blind faith in reliver technology. Around 8 years ago, since Nadia was born weak, every doctor who examined her told us that she could die any minute and didn't look into it any further. My parents therefore opted to extend her life by turning her into a reliver. But Nadia, as young as she was, sensed what it meant to become a reliver. She vehemently refused my parents' proposal. I too prioritized her choice, and after extended argument after argument, oh, that's one that they left. I ran from home with her on my back to find a way to cure her for good. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yikes.
その数年後、私はバックアップを取らないままに両親が亡くなったことを、風の悲しくなかったといえば嘘になりますが、リライバー、偽物となった彼らに会わずに済んだことは良かったと。
I took a sip of the warm milk Lucas made for me as we sat across from each other. What he just told me was so shocking that I wasn't sure if I understood him correctly. But what I did know was, if you have no plans on becoming a reliver, doesn't that mean you have a year, no, maybe only a few months to live before you die? His days were numbered.
はい。死にます。
He confirmed it with a calm voice.
残していくナディアのことは、カプシーヌ先生にお任せしているので、大丈夫だと思いますが。
I couldn't just shout, why? The truth that he would die soon rang through my head like kindling metal. No, not just him. If his parents wanted them to extend their lifespans by becoming relivers, well, wait, Nadia too? His nod expressed his sorrow. Why hadn't I noticed? I never thought of what it meant that Nadia spent every day and night at the hospital.
あの子が抱えるのは、呪いとはまた別の、名前もついていない不治の病。
He said that the symptoms were similar to that of those of the curse, but with a big difference. The disease prevented her muscles from developing and she couldn't even stand. Oh, so it's like cystic fibrosis, I think. No, that's lungs. I don't remember. Her bones were rotting, from the inside, and the organs required for breathing and eating were having functional problems. Complications also put her at risk of dying from even the common cold. The technology of this company was unable to cure her, and her speaking was already a miracle. So even if she continued to receive medical treatment, it wouldn't be for long. He extended his explanation by sadly saying she faced discrimination from the unusual nature of her illness being so unlike the curse. Oh boy. Horrible. I never knew she was fighting such a disease.
ですが、何も兄弟ともども全てを諦めているわけではありません。
He said it as though to recenter himself.
少しでもあの子が長く生きられるよう、カプシーヌ先生と共に打てる手は全て打っていますから。
Oh boy.
仮にリライバー化でその病気が治るとしても、ナディアは絶対に受け入れないでしょう。
That was because then she would lose her feelings for her brother.
私たちは互いへの信頼を忘れないため、人として生きて死のうと誓い合いました。この国に生きる人々からしたら、私たちの決断はさぞ愚かなのでしょう。ですが、失う痛みすら感じられなくなるよりもずっといい。たとえ短くとも、私たちは人として生きていたい。
I noticed that my vision was blurred. Before I knew it, tears fell from my eyes into my cup, sending a splash into the air. I was so stupid. I brought misfortune to everyone and learned how precious life truly was. Yet, I simply assumed that one could just back themselves up and become a reliver. I saw dear life that could be lost, but not life that could be revived. I assumed those who opted into it could greet a new day without question. Oh, God.
I didn't know what went through the minds of those who treated every second as special. I took a deep breath. I somehow forced the words, "Please don't die," back inside my throat and roughly wiped my tears away. So, then, we need to get everything resolved right away so we can spend as much time with Nadia as possible. I spoke with a shaking voice. I had personally never seen relivers as fakes before, but I knew I couldn't convince them based on what he just told me. I was probably just trying to satisfy myself, but I wanted to say words that would uplift them, not words of grief of their coming deaths.
君はやっぱり優しい子ですね。ありがとう。私たちの気持ちを否定しないでくれて、どうか私が死んだ後もあの子と仲良くしてあげてください。そして君自身も後悔のない選択ができますように。私は一足先に行き、君の人生と選択を見守ることにします。
Goodness gracious. That's so unfair, Lucas. You said that with such a bright and happy smile. Now I can't try to convince you not to die. I hadn't done anything yet he was patting my head gently like before. With each stroke, I forced myself to hold back the tears from flowing out of my eyes. The warmth from the palm of his hand was telling me kindly that I did my best. I knew that it was just his usual gesture, but somewhere inside of me, I wanted that gesture to have a special meaning. I see. Telling him about my feelings would only burden him. This feeling I have must be love. God damn! Perhaps all the crying had taken its toll, or maybe it was the sleepless nights. After drinking the warm cup of milk, I felt sleepy, so I tucked myself into bed before I even changed my clothes.
Okiro.
What?
Okiro.
My mind quickly awoke from someone vigorously shaking my shoulders. I smelled a thick odor of iron. In front of my eye-open eyes was... Anku! Why is Anku bleeding? What?
よかった。まだ無事だったか。
Husband! What? Anku? The Watchman of Death from Hades stood in front of me with deep wounds across his body. I assumed he forced his way inside the broken... What? He forced his way inside. The broken door had large amounts of blood around the edges. What's the matter? Why are you wounded? No, wait, we need to stop your bleeding.
心配いらない。この程度ならしばらくすれば自然と治るはず。それよりも今すぐこの場から離れろ。
Husband, what?
あの男、君の選んだパートナーが。
Oh no. I quickly held Anku from falling as his consciousness slipped away. The partner I chose? Does he mean Lucas? Come to think of it, despite all the commotion, it didn't seem like Lucas was awake. Oh, he's not here. Oh, fuck. Huh? Lucas? I looked around the room and saw that he wasn't there. What? Did he drug us?
それよりも今すぐこの場から離れろ。
Did Lucas drug us with the milk?
あの男、君の選んだパートナーが。
Why do we keep getting drugged? It couldn't be. Did something happen while I was sleeping? I've been having a hard time sleeping, but I fell asleep tonight of all times. Oh, yep! Adolf and the others immediately came to mind, but the transmitter that should be on the table was nowhere to be found. What? What should I do? Go outside to check. Oh, okay. Never mind. We don't leave. Stay inside. That's the wrong answer. We do leave. I knew I shouldn't move on my own, but sensing that something terrible might have happened to Lucas moved me to action.
I can't call for help since it looks like the transmitter is missing. Even if I could do anything myself, I could still go outside and ask for help from the Corps during their night rounds. I quickly bandaged Anku however I could, somehow managing to get him up in the bed. Lucas, please stay safe. Don't leave Nadia behind. I ran out into the night to search Koen for the person I finally realized I loved. I banged Anku's unconscious body and then left. What a beautiful chain of events. I kept running and running through the silence when I heard the lost transmitters blipping coming from one of the alleys. Oh no. I looked around for a moment to make sure there was no one else around. Lucas? Please don't tell me he's please don't tell me he's Beto. Hoping that my love was still alive, I felt myself drawn deeper into the alley.
先生、深夜に悪い。もし寝てるなら、朝起きてからこの記録を再生してくれ。シアンから連絡が来た。先日ブローたちに殺された被害者の身元の特定が終わり、今まで不明だった共通点も見つかった。リライバー。奴は研究所に多大な出資をしてるリライバーを狙って惨殺している。
It is Lucas, isn't it? Lucas is Beto.
マティスもお前も人間だからターゲットにはならねえだろうが。
An eerie red bloomed.
Kamiよ。今宵もたくさんの悪魔を浄化し、御身のもとへと送りました。
Oh, what the fuck?
どうか彼らが道をたがえぬ天使として生まれ変わることができますように。おや、こんな時間まで夜更かしするなんて、君はとっても悪い子ですね。
What? What?
その信託は導く者へと下る。偽りの命を捨てよ。我が意向に悪魔を捧げよ。故に彼は武の契約を破棄し、刃を手に取った。呪いからも見放されるほど生きながら死ぬ儚い命を救うために。
Oh no, the picture in the background is a fucking halberd. Oh no. The Proust family was given the right to serve in the Royal Guard due to unique circumstances. Our family was known for its strength, a bloodline gift with extraordinary power. Our generation was blessed with muscles so superhuman they could crush stones with their bare hands. Oh god. One could easily see that this was true just by looking at my father, who was as large as a bear. But I, Lucas Proust, took after my mother's feminine beauty, and yet...
また物を壊してしまった。
Nearly everything I touched, including walls, could be damaged with just a light tap. I was blessed with abilities far exceeding anyone in the Proust family, strength that did not suit my outer appearance. Those born in my family had a difficult time controlling their strength, and many were unable to live a normal life. The Proust family's special training regime was derived from a book purchased from the Drifter, detailing the techniques of a unique martial art from the Far East. Applying this training allowed us to properly control our strength, leading our family into employment as soldiers for the royal family. But my parents turned their back on our family's tradition for a particular reason.
リュカ、お前には私をも超える武の才能がある。だからお前は弱く良き者を守れる矛になりなさい。
Oh no.
わかりました。この力、決して使い方を誤りはしません。
I was born in Shedi, though we were not wealthy. I was moved to Koen in order to protect the people and maintain public order. But I did not like to fight. It was painful to know that the training I underwent was transforming me into some inhuman beast. Furthermore, I resisted the idea of causing harm to others. I respected my mother, who educated children and wanted to walk the same path she did. I went along with my father's orders and trained to become a soldier while waiting for the opportunity to go against his will. That opportunity arose 12 years ago. Oh boy. A young life was born that day, a girl with hair, eyes, and facial features similar to mine. A normal girl who wasn't given our family's unusual physical strength.
この子は私の元へ降りてきてくれた天使だ。ナディア、私の大事な妹。これから先、何があっても、兄様があなたを守ってあげますからね。
From that day forward, Lucas Proust was the brother of Nadia Proust. But my dear little sister.
この子は生まれながらに死んでるよ。生かせば生かすほど金を消費するだけ。
Yeah, he just stole a baby.
どうしても死なせたくないなら、ある程度育った後に死なせて、リライバーとして蘇った方が安く済む。
She was born with a body completely opposite from that of the Proust families. As if scoffing at my promise to her, every single doctor I met would give the same diagnosis that she was going to die. In an instant, her breathing would stop. In the next, she would breathe again, as if something still bound her to this world. Live, die, die, live. Dying and living again and again. She had more near-death experiences than life experiences. Her disease only kept her alive to die again. She elicited pity and discomfort in others. That was the life of Nadia Proust, but...
兄様に頭を撫でてもらうの大好き。
私もあなたをこうして撫でてあげるのが大好きですよ。今日も生きていてくれてありがとう。お薬をいっぱいいっぱい頑張って飲みましたね。
I'm reeling. I'm sorry. I'm just reeling.
兄様と一緒にお外に遊びに行きましょう。
I love my sweet younger sister who lived her life without regret or despair. Still, how many years have passed since she lived with this unknown disease? It was around then that I realized what relivers were really about. Of all people, my fake parents were tired of caring for her. They sought to make her a reliver. They said that she would be rid of her disease and be healthy once she revived. Their idea made me sick to my stomach. They were going to ignore all the suffering Nadia went through and turn her into a fake. How could they be so cruel and to such a small precious life, to their very own blood? I couldn't approve of their idea at all. I love...
大好きな兄様に撫でてもらった髪なくしたくないな。
Nadia also refused our parents' idea. She muttered words of defiance even while feverish, so I took her and ran away from home. I believe there must be someone in this country, anyone at all, who would fight to save her life. We moved from one place to another in an effort to escape our parents and look for the doctor who would be our savior, but her disease appeared more serious than the curse that shrouded this country. Just turn her into a reviver, yeah. That was the cold-hearted refrain I heard again and again in response to my plea. Not a single doctor even attempted to save Nadia. Oh god. Worse, not one of them saw her as a form of life in the slightest. I felt that God had forsaken us, just as I was about to break from the despair of life being seen as something trivial. That's when... Oh boy.
ようやく見つけた。君がリュカ・プルースト君だね。
Oh, it's Capshin.
もう大丈夫だよ。私たちと共においで。きっと我らが神がその子を救ってくださる。
Oh god.
神。
I encountered the previous minister of the Society of Exorcists. He had said he was a servant of God and told of a prophecy that Nadia must be saved. Seeing that Nadia was fighting to survive, he quickly led us to his new hospital. At first, I was wary of him and his followers, about whom I knew nothing, but a miracle occurred that blew away any suspicion I had against them. He approached a certain reliver who was captured as a criminal. Oh no. He then gouged his chest and killed him right beside Nadia, who was near unconscious. Suddenly, after all the doctors gave up on her, Nadia's condition finally started to stabilize. The minister smiled gently as I stood in shock at the sight occurring before my eyes. How does that work? What?
いかがかな？これが信仰の力。神の御業だよ。
I don't think faith works like that. I think that's life steal.
君の妹は我らが神に選ばれた
Oh
尊き人
no.
間だ。
This is that obsession with a minor
君が神
warning.
を信じ、献身を捧げ続ければ、神はきっとナディアにも加護を降り注いでくださる。
Offer myself. If it saved Nadia, I'll do anything. I want to show my faith in your God. I sought salvation for the minister.
簡単なことだ。神にあだなす敵を撃て。我らが神は人の魂を模倣した悪魔。歪んだ性に執着するリライバーの醜い魂が輪廻を繰り返すことで、だから君にはその汚れの元凶、悪魔たちを浄化し、正した上で天に返す仕事をしてもらいたい。リュカ・プルースト君、我が国の武を司る一門の子よ。どうか我らのために、そして君の妹のためにも、その力を振るってはくれないだろうか。
Oh, this is fucked. This is absolutely fucked. There was only one answer to this request. If it meant saving my dear younger sister.
我らが神の
I would embrace any chance of a miracle. As proof of my servitude, I was to offer the hearts of the demons to the heavens and strike them with a dagger as punishment. A ritual of purification to show my faith in God. Oh God, a ritual conducted by Budo. The process involves Budo offering the hearts of demons to the heavens and stabbing the victims in the chest with a dagger to signify punishment for their sins. Since that if Nadia's symptoms worsened, I would follow the minister's instructions and purify the demons again and again. Each time Nadia would recover and remain in this world. My deeds were also my beloved sister could live as a human for as long as possible. And for that I would overcome any trial with the strength of my soul. Oh God.
「私が浄化さえ続けていれば、ナディアは神が奇跡によって助けてくださる。力ばかりを持て余すこの忌まわしい体に、こんな使い道があったとは。」
Oh, that's fucked. So when I was like, wow, that's really so I caught it from the very beginning. At the very fucking beginning, I knew the Buddha was Lucas. What the fuck? Seeing him clasp his hands and offer a prayer to the heavens sent a chill down my spine. What the fuck, bro? After seeing him covered in blood from gouging out the heart of a reliver. Oh, I lost consciousness and woke in a dark place with my body restrained. From the looks of it, it seemed my hands were tied behind the chair I was sitting on. And in front of me, my teacher was talking about his terrifying ritual while Dr. Kapushin stood beside him with an air I'd never seen before. Oh no.
これでもう理解しただろ?
Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my, I am in shock. I am just in shock.
歴代教祖。我らに神の声が降りるたび、
So Budo was
指定された悪しき魂を浄化する神罰の代行者こそが。
So Budo's a multiple people?
ブロー、リュカ・プルースト。処刑とは言えて妙じゃないか。
So there are multiple Budos. I tried to identify the criminal killing was found to be... He works as Budo and a member of society. Oh boy. Yeah, other femboy is shambles. I'm in fucking shambles, yeah. As ordered by his minister, he acts as an agent of divine punishment. Dr. Kapushin chuckled as his shoulders shook with glee. I could hardly see him as a doctor anymore. In his hands was the heart that Lucas gouged out of that reliver back in the alley. My head ached and my ears rang, as if denying the sight before my eyes. Wait. I somehow forced myself to speak, hoping that what was happening was a lie.
So what about when Buro was fighting Lucas and when he died from the acid?
あれらは教団が用意した偽物です。マティス君と君が浄化を目撃し、逃げている間に入れ替わりました。彼らの素性や素顔は私も知りませんが、なかなかの逸材でしょう。私が死んだ後はぜひ彼らにこの使命を継いでもらいたいものですね。
検討しておこう。
Everything I was hearing now, the horrors were slowly destroying the hope and trust I had built in them over time.
それにしても、よりにもよって彼女に浄化の瞬間を目撃されてしまうとは不注意ではないかね、リュカ君。
申し訳ありません。睡眠薬を飲んでいただいたので、しばらくは起きないと思っていたのですが。
Don't tell me they killed Anku.
予想外の介入者が彼女を起こしてしまったようで。
Things began to make sense. I was so frightened by Buro from the first night that I stayed with Lucas, which meant my existence must have been a nuisance to him when he wanted to leave to kill the relivers. So in order to make things happen, he stayed by my side as if to protect me. That warm milk and his gentle reassurance was only an act. I could feel nothing now, not even anger.
ああ、君の周囲を嗅ぎ回っていたという不死の青年か。
Anku。
しかし、にわかには信じがたいな。私は最後、君が処分する瞬間しか見ていないのだが。
信じられないでしょうが、事実です。私が銅をなぎ払ったそばから肉体を再生し肉薄してきましたから。
He was killing Anku! My body shook at the word undying. Dispose? What did you do to Anku?
アンク？ああ、なるほど。彼が君の語っていた冥界の番人とやらでしたか。怖がることはありませんよ。君と私を執拗に追ってきた死に抗うおぞましい化け物は、私が100に切り刻み、とある場所に埋めておきましたから。
I somehow held back from screaming. What probably happened was, after I woke up and saw health, Anku must have chased after me into that alley. But he probably didn't stand a chance against Lucas's power. It was then that he died a horrible death. For my sake. It was my fault.
So you're gonna kill me in the same way now that I know your identity?
In response to my despair,
まさか私の大事な天使である君を浄化するはずがありません。
he denied it with such innocence.
私はよほどの悪い子でなければ人間を浄化しません。現にイブ君たちと戦った時は傷を負わせるだけにとどめていたでしょ。君をこの本部へと連れてきたのは我々の真の目的を教え。
True objective? Capuchin spread his arms wide.
では改めて紹介するとしよう。
No thanks! Can you just kill me?
ようこそ我らエクソシスト教団の本部へ。
The area suddenly lit up. What? A shriek cut through the darkness. At the center of a large amount of equipment were followers of the Society of Exorcists wearing clothes just like Capuchin. They all forcefully pushed one of the men into a large device. They observed him screaming in agony as though they were looking at some object.
I felt like something was strangling me. My scream let out the fear I had been suppressing deep down.
ここは数代前の教祖が病院の遥か地下深くに作り上げた施設でね。今はしき国立研究所で行っている死の呪いに耐えうるリライバーの生産とはまた別に、今ある肉体を強化することで延命する方法を探し、日々こうして研究に励んでいるのだ。
とはいえ、純粋な人間にご協力いただくわけにもいかないので、私が奪ってきた心臓から血液を抽出し、そこからやむなく悪魔を複製して、
その副産物の一つがあの病院で受けられる優れた治療。
So they were fighting the curse of this land by exterminating the so-called demons. The true objective of the Society of Exorcists and their way of salvation for the people. A group seeking to fight the curse, strengthening the human body to last beyond its limited lifespan. They have been creating test subjects using the heart of relivers. Oh boy.
どうだい？真の人間が持つ可能性に
I don't like that
素
expression.
晴らしい計画だろう？
I don't like that expression at all. Cloning demons. Their words were pure madness. I slowly looked at the sea of blood being used for their experiments. I then noticed a certain reliver screaming in agony. Isn't that Dennis's father? He should have been dead, but he was revived and screaming in agony in a mutilated body. Despite hating relivers, they were creating them simply as expendables for their experiments. Anger and disgust rose inside me. That's horrible. How are you able to do such cruel things so easily? Great question. Great question.
ひどいこと？何がでしょうか？
Lucas didn't understand didn't seem to understand why I was angry with what they were doing. No matter how loud Dennis's father screamed, Lucas's voice and eyes showed neither guilt nor joy from the reliver's agony. I would have denounced him without hesitation if this had been done out of sadism, but could it be that he doesn't see relivers as living beings? Just as he preached to me and the children about the sanctity of life. This is so wrong. He's gone insane.
では、先生、いえ、教祖様。予定通り彼女の身は私が預かって構わないでしょうか。
ああ、君の寿命もいよいよ残りわずか。最後に悔いが残らないよ
う。What the fuck is he about to do to us?
使命はしっかりとこなしつつ、彼女と穏やかな時を過ごすといい。ただし、万が一にも彼女が我々の志に賛同せず。
心得ています。もっとも、彼女がそんな愚かな罪を犯すとは思えませんが。
Oh. His footsteps came nearer. Lucas was smiling brightly, then crouched down to my eye level. He cradled my cheek with a blood-stained hand as I trembled with fear.
神が与えた試練に打ち勝ち続ける私の大事な愛しい天使よ、どうかこの命が尽きるその刹那まで私とナディアのそばに君はとてもいい子ですから。先生の言うことを聞いてくれますよね。
I feel like I've just been silent because I have no words. I have no fucking words to what is happening right now. I am in absolute shock. But like I was like, oh, we're gonna start figuring out how horrible this is. We went from 0 to 60 in 10 seconds. Yo! Wait! Palace! You were right! We are Tomaing this again! It's Toma all over again. What do you mean it's Toma all over again? able to do anything about it and ended up back at Lucas's house. Anku, who had been sleeping here, was no longer around. All that remained were bloodstains that I could only assume belonged to him. Fuck me. Oh, fuck me! I was gently pushed by the shoulder into a space large enough for several people. There in the middle of the room was a large iron birdcage.
私の不在時や就寝時だけはこの中で過ごしてもらいます。
It's cage time again. It's cage time again. It's cage time again. It's cage time. Welcome back to cage time. I thought we'd left this far behind, but no, apparently we're back. Apparently it's back. Oh, it's cage time. Here's my cage. I'll act my age. Yeah, where's our bull in the in-house entertainment? Where's my plushies?
逆に私がそばにさえいれば自由に過ごしていただいて構いませんので。
Yeah. The chocolates, the games, where is it? Despite the unsettling words he spoke, Lucas looked as happy as usual. In fact, I almost felt like nothing had changed. We were back to our peaceful daily life. Still,
君が血迷った真似さえしなければ。
His low tone brought back memories of when I saw him with the bloodstains that changed my image of him. Oh, we're worse than arrested. This is Toma. This is Toma all over again. Except this man is way more mentally unstable. Toma was the peak of sanity compared to this man. You tricked me. I trusted you. I trusted you. I trusted you.
申し訳ありません。
Apparently that's the wrong choice. You tricked me. You tricked me is the right choice. You were tricking me all along. I never thought the culprit I was trying to find was you. It must have been funny seeing me cower from Budo's shadow. I didn't hold back, knowing I could be killed.
それは。
Suddenly his expression clouded.
いいえ。言い訳をしたところで無意味ですね。私の不注意で一度ならず何度も君に汚れた光景を見せてしまったのは事実ですから。
Why is that what you're upset about and not the whole I've been killing people for years now and terrifying everyone?
本当にごめんなさい。早く君の記憶からあの光景がきれいに消えればよいのですが。
Yeah, true. I didn't want his apology. Why do you feel guilt over that? Don't you feel anything about taking the lives away from the relivers? What about Nadia?
何も知りません。あの子はあくまでリライバー化を望まぬ意思表示のため教団に所属しているだけですから、どうか君もご内密に。
No.
あの子は優しい子ですから。相手が悪魔とはいえ消滅させることに心を痛めてしまうでしょう。
Understood. I didn't want Nadia to know the truth either. No, Her kind and loving brother was actually a murderer who killed in order to save her. Save her. Yeah. The thought alone would probably cause Nadia to collapse from shock. His mom's dead. His mom is dead. Before long, he apologized again as he closed the door of the cage with me inside. The sound of the lock clicking against the small prison rang coldly inside the room. Oh, giggle.
君に正体を知られてしまったことは予定外でしたが。
Oh, giggle.
人生最後の時を愛する者たちと共に過ごせるなんて私はなんと幸福なのでしょう。
What is it with this game and making us act like everything is completely fine when things ostensibly aren't?
これから私が死ぬまでずっと一緒ですよ。 私の天使。
He smiled weakly as he looked through the bars of the cage. I'm going to sleep. Nothing I said would reach him. I sank down into the makeshift bed of blankets under me. My body and my mind were tired and heavy. I just needed some rest now.
はい。おやすみなさい。良い夢を。
As he spoke, he lay down beside the cage, covering himself with a thin bedsheet unfit to stave off the cold. It seemed he had no intention of sleeping in the now empty bed. The wall clock ticked away in the silence. The place where I made such happy memories had become my prison. My heart ached with sorrow. I bit my lip in an effort to fight off the tears. Just start fucking screaming, bitch. Just start sobbing and screaming. Like, this is when you just start, like, going nutso. Because what's the worst thing that happens? You die? What's the worst thing that happens? This man is off his rocker, and the longer we stay cooped up in a cage in his room, the more danger we're in. The wonderful moments I shared with Lucas. Hello, Dub. Hello, this game is fucking wild. Shattered loudly in my mind. All the kind things he said or did were lies to trick my foolish self. Lucas, he betrayed everyone who risked their lives to capture Bureau. He inflicted so much suffering. This is when you start torturing him back. This is when you start torturing him back. He obviously loves us, whether that's sane love or just absolutely off the fucking deep end love, who knows. This is when you start self-harming. And you look at him straight in the eyes and you tell him, this is your fucking fault. This is your fucking fault. You think your last days here on Earth are going to be this lovely, like, faux, we're married? No, I'm going to make your last days on Earth fucking torture. Fuck off. Yeah, gaslight gatekeep girl boss. He killed Mathis's brother. Well, we know now he didn't actually do that. Well, he killed somebody's brother, not Mathis's. Mathis just got those memories. I knew I didn't have the right to blame anyone, but I had to. I loved him too. A teardrop rolled down my cheek. I never thought I would learn such a harsh truth after realizing my feelings for him. Also wild. With Mathis, like, we had at least confirmed that we both were feeling the same way. Lucas? No. Immediate cage. But leaving Lucas like this will only create more victims. If his objective is to kill relivers, then Mother, Hugo, Xian, and the others are all potential targets. I also need to find out where Anku is buried. I needed to kill my feelings. He wasn't my teacher anymore. He's now our captor. The emotions I felt were simply an illusion. Oh boy. Oh boy. How am I supposed to stop playing this game? I'm gonna need to go take, like, a shower and prepare for bed. I don't want to stop. Around the same time, in one of the laboratories at the Institute on another sleepless night.
ついダメ元で彼女の髪の毛を数本もらってきちゃったけど、やっぱり遺伝子疾患か。
Yeah, genetic disorder.
これじゃあ僕にはどうしよう
So
もないな。
even if she was revived, she would still have it. After analyzing a few strands of beautiful blonde hair, Dahoot let out a huge sigh.
ほう、お前にしては珍しい研究テーマだな。
Suddenly, Shen appeared and snatched the analysis results from Dahoot.
何するんですか、シアンさん。返してくださいよ。ブローの捜査に関わってるんでしょ。僕の個人的な研究に首突っ込んでる暇なんてあるんです。
廃棄機材の検索待ちだ。俺自ら動くことなどほとんどない。
Shen sipped on some coffee as he read the papers he just took.
で、これが前にお前が治療方法を聞いてきた患者の遺伝子か。主な症状は筋力の激しい低下。いや、筋肉組織そのものが脆く、再生もされにくいのか。なかなか悲惨な状態だな。これではあらゆる器官も派生でやられているだろう。
シアンさんもそう思います。ちなみに治療方法に心当たりとか。
そんな都合よくあると思うか？やめておけ。
As Dahoot frowned at Shion's response, one of the researchers who overheard their conversation raised his hand.
所長、副社長。遺伝子疾患とは何ですか？自分は初めて耳にしたのですが。
What do you mean, what is a genetic disorder? It's literally what it says.
ああ、皆さんにはあまり馴染みがないかもしれませんね。これもいい機会ですし、簡単にお勉強会しましょうか。まず、遺伝子とは、生物の肉体を構成する最小単位の物質、染色体という紐状の構造体に刻まれた生命の設計図にして、遺伝情報。
Isn't this common knowledge?
皆さんご存知ですよね。
Is this not common knowledge? Or is it just because I have a suspected genetic disorder that I know about this? Dahoot used the system to specifically point out the helixes on the 23 pairs of
つま
chromosomes.
り、僕らの髪色、顔立ち、体質などの情報は、この中にまるっと入ってるわけです。この情報がしっかり揃っていないと、僕たちは人間として最低限の姿や健康を保つことができないわけですね。で、遺伝子疾患とは、生命の設計図に生まれつき。
Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm skipping this. This is common knowledge. Research pale.
それはかなり危険な病なのでは？
Yes. It also can be non-deadly, like the one we think I have. Not deadly.
だからこそ、
just fucking
シアンさん
annoying.
ですら、症状や病名はまちまち。軽症で済むものもあれば、生命活動に支障が出て、様々な合併症を引き起こしかねない。
Yes. As Shen finished reading Dahoot's analysis results, he spoke up.
この病があまり知られていないのは、大抵がそれを明らかにする前に国の呪いと混同されて死亡するか、重症化する前に気づかずリライバー化を行っているからだ。
僕やシアンさんぐらいの研究者が見ればかろうじてわかるんですけど、一般の研究者には発見しづらい病ですよね。
I'm sorry. Suddenly science lesson.
で、この傷やちょっとした病とは違う。
Yeah, exactly. It can't be fixed by
リライ
becoming
バーになって
relivers.
も治らないんですよ。全く同じ性質がクロ
Because
ーン
it's
体
part
に
of
も
your
引き継がれちゃうんで
genes.
す。
ならば治療方法は？
少なくともこの国にはない。できるのはせいぜい
Correct.
対症療法程度。
Xian shot down the idea before Dahoot could say he was looking for a cure. Dahoot knew Xian's answer was better than acting on false hopes, but the researcher decided to press on wanting to know more.
社長、副社長、本当に治療は不可能なのですか？他の国ならばいざ知らず、我が国には遺伝子を自由に操れるリライバー技術があるでしょう。
Yeah, exactly.
生命の設計図に問題があるのならば、クローンを作る過程でその遺伝子自体を作り直してやれば。
例えば、どうやってです？
直接遺伝子を手術する。あるいは健康な他人の遺伝子を。ほら、よく所長も腕を4本に増やしてやると副所長を脅してらっしゃるじゃないですか。
あれはシアンさんなりの面白くない冗談ですってば。
他人の遺伝子や特殊な薬品を使えば編集自体は可能だ。
Yeah, CRISPR babies.
適合しない他人の遺伝子を組み込んだところで支障をきたすだけ。
Hi, Bryson.
現にそんな愚行を犯した輩が過去極刑に処されているしな。
昔いたんです。あなたと似たような考えで呪いに耐えられる新しい人類を作ってやるとか言いな、貧民街の子供をさらっては秘密裏に悪趣味な実験を行っていた人。
それを暴いたのは確かお前だったな。
はい、偶然深夜に出かけるのを見つけちゃって。シアンさんをやたらと敵視してた派手な髪色のオーティさんでしたっけ？
Yeah, that's
秘
foreshadowing.
密の研究所を見つけた後は3日3晩うなされたな。
奴が作った人間もどきが所狭しと並んでいる光景は。
人間もどきとは？
はいはい。
多分おえーってなっちゃうので詳しく聞かない方がいいですよ。
God, who continued by asking Xian what happened to that mad scientist?
国に引き渡した後のことは知らん。
Oh no. They let him go.
だと。間違ってもこの遺伝子疾患を自力で治そうなどと思うなよ。
Oh God.
俺たち科学者は命は消費物という意識が強い。傲慢なる人でなしだ。他人を救うことに己が才能を注ぐことはできない。無駄だからな。
シアンさんが言うとすごい説得力ですね。
All right. That's where we're stopping. This is where we're stopping. This is fucking wild. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, back to your regularly scheduled mounting dread. I love that this one is called Morning with the Killer. Oh. Oh, so if you choose the wrong choices, you can die there. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, well, oh boy. Oh boy. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 18 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18, 18. Holy shit. So much, Bryson. This we went from 0% fucked up to 60% fucked up. Sorry, we went from 0 to 60 on the fucked up scale in like 10 seconds. This is now 100% fucked up. And I don't want to stop reading. I don't want to stop reading because I need to know what happens next. But I have to stop. I may stream Wednesday. Yeah. We literally... So right there is 50%. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 36. Yeah. Holy fuck. All right. I'm probably gonna stream this Wednesday because I need to know more. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for stopping by. Let's pop over here. Well, you all know the usual song and dance. If you're not already following me on social medias, I'd appreciate it very much if you would. As well, if you are not already part of our Discord server, I would love to see you there. Thank you so much for stopping by, Nin. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate everybody spending time here with me and the Melarosian. And yeah. Goodness fucking gracious, this game is wild. I love it. It's emotionally damaging in the best ways. Gay little things happen in the Discord, yeah. You also get to see special sneak peeks, special memes that you don't get to see anywhere else, etc, etc, etc. And so, yeah. I think I said... Oh, I have not. Yeah. But yes, I hope you all have a wonderful meowing afternoon, evening, whatever it is. What time it is for you? Obscura? I think I might. That's the one with the priest, right? That's the one with the priests. Obscura. Yes, I played the I played chapter 1. I did play chapter 1 of that game. I love it. I'm excited for more. Yeah. So, yes, it's sleepy time. I gotta go take a shower, prep for bed. Ugh. All right, already did the
morning, afternoon, evening on. But yes, oh yes, thank you everybody so much for stopping by. I really appreciate all of you so very much. And without any further ado, bye bye.